So, good evening everyone. I am Shafali Agarwal and this is our 12th or last TA session on the topic of basic construction material. So, in week 12, you might have studied about the one of the most commonly or non-commonly used material called glass. So glass is usually, if we talk about glass, we will see that we are using it for only for the aesthetic purposes. So we will see what exactly how glass can be used in our construction industry. So we will see an overview of what is the glass production, how glass is produced, and what are the different type of glasses, their properties, and in construction industry where all we are using glass, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of our glass material. So if we see about history of glass, so it's very old, from older like from medieval time we have been using glasses, and they have been used as a chunk and can be were found as a beads initially, and then they started using it as a decorative material, and then for colorless glass started coming in the picture, and then manual making of glasses, and slowly we went to the window shield, mainly glass window shield, and then flat sheet, and then tubes, vases, and all those decorative items, and then we have the crystals, and lastly flat glasses, mirrors, and all those type of materials. So if we talk about composition of our glass is mainly made of three elements: soda, lime, and silica. So mainly 72% of our glass contains silica, and after that we have aluminum oxide, calcium oxide, and sodium oxide, and some minor impurities are there in our glass composition. So if we talk about how glass is manufactured, so what is happening? We have different raw materials, we are mixing them, melting them, and after melting it will be in a liquid form, which then we will give it a shape, a forming of a type, and then it is annealed, and after annealing, cutting, and then finally delivering it to the place where we have to use it. So this is a normal step of glass making, of a normal glass making. So if we have to make a different type of glasses like mirrors, laminated glasses, and those glasses, then after annealing or after forming, there is the change in processes based on the what type of glass you want. Okay, so if we talk about what are the different type of glass, so first type is float glass. So float glass is the most commonly used glass. If you have seen normal glass sheets like this, that is called as float glass. So where it is being used, mainly for facades or for windshields as a canopy, these windows, doors, and all those things, that is a float glass. Next type of glass is laminated glass. So in laminated glass, what is happening? We have two glass pieces and they are joined using PVB interlayer. So if this PVB interlayer, if it is kind of little bit translucent, so our glass will look like this, and it can be transparent also. It can be this PVB interlayer, it's usually can be filled with the glass wool, or it can be a normal PVC type thing, or it can be made of just 1 minute. So this can be this PVB layer, it can be made of different type of elements based on the what we needed. So in case if we want it to be soundproof, so it is mostly filled with the gases, or it can be filled with the sheet. So this is another type of glass, laminated glass. Then we have a toughened glass. Toughened glass, it is also called as tempered glass. So what is happening in a normal glass, we are telling it is heated, melted, and then slowly cooled down, and then it is given a shape. In this, what is happening, like in steel, we have heard na, tempered martensite steel, we are melting it, it is melted, and after melting, what is happening, it is suddenly cooled down, it is suddenly kept into the water bath. So what will happen, it will have more ductility as compared to it will have more strength as compared to our normal glass and less ductility. So what is happening in, if we see the difference between toughened glass and annealed glass, when you are breaking an annealed glass, it will suddenly break. In toughened glass, first cracks will be forming and then only it will break. So it can be of different type of toughened glass also, like even in other type of glasses we are telling it is a type of toughened glass. So next is the obscure glass. So obscure glass means this type of glass, when you can't see, it is a type of translucent glass. So it can be translucent, it can be opaque, or some different type of staining is given, some patterns are given, or just normally frosted glass, like you might have seen in bathrooms, in new type of bathroom architecture glass are there, which are mostly frosted glass, or it can be tinted also. So this is a type of obscure glass. Next type of glass is wired glass. So in wired glass, what is happening, there is a steel wire mesh in between glass. So what is the advantage of this type of glass is, whenever there is any type of damage, it won't break the complete glass suddenly, but only a small portion of glass will be broken. So where these type of glasses are useful, especially in when we have a fire resistance, like where fire prone area. So where there is a chances of fire, what will happen in normal glass, it will suddenly break, because it will be brittle in nature, it will suddenly break and it can cause more damage. In wired glass, it won't break suddenly, but instead it will cause cracks and then it will just shatter, like it will fall down, it won't like go around like normal glass. Other type of glass is tinted glass. So tinted glass mainly is like when we are adding some color pigmentation to our glasses, that is called as tinted glass, and it is mostly used for roofing and all when we are using, or windows also nowadays they are using tinted glass, so that direct UV rays are not falling onto you, so to make the interior little warm. Other type of glass is energy efficient glass. So energy efficient glass is a type of laminated glass only. So as I told you, we are filling a gas in between two glass surfaces, mainly it is argon gas used. So in this, what is happening, the infrared rays, they reflect back and only the sunlight is allowed to pass through it. So all the harmful rays are reflected back and only sunlight or the rays, only the light is passing through this type of glass. So that's why it is called as energy efficient glass. Next type of glass is shatterproof glass. Shatterproof glass, or we can say bulletproof glass, as we have. So again, this is another type of laminated glass only. So in between normal glasses, there is a layer of. So in this case, there is a layer of plastic. So what will happen in normal glass? There is chance that if we talk about bulletproof glass, bullet will go directly shattering the glass. In this type of glass, what will happen, it will, this plastic sheet, it will absorb energy and it will slow down the speed of your bullet or any type of damage it is there. So that's why it is called as shatterproof glass. Last type of glass is self-cleansing glass. So in this self-cleansing glass, what is happening, there is a type of coating over the glass. It is a transparent coating only, on which whenever there is a any dirt or anything, when you just pour water over it, that dirt will go away. Instead of cleaning it properly with the cloth and all, we don't need that. Just rainfall or normal water cleaning will clean up the glass. So mainly this coating will be of titanium type coating. So those were the different type of glasses which are used in our construction industry or in general. Other things are, what are the properties of glasses we required for our construction industry. First, it should be transparent, especially when we are using it for the windows, glasses and all. We expect our glass to be transparent in nature, and it should have a particular hardness. It should not be too much brittle. It should be of medium hardness type, and it should be density should be high. And then we have soundproofing. So in some areas, mainly like in offices or in hospitals and all, we need soundproofing glasses and doors. And then we have UV absorbance type of glasses, that is like energy efficient glass, and flexible. Sometimes we need flexible glasses, especially when we want to do the curved surface or for the facades. And last is the scratch resistance. So mainly the energy efficient glass are also scratch resistant glass. Next thing, what are the advantages and disadvantages of our glasses in context to building and engineering. Firstly, it adds its aesthetic in nature, and it provides natural daylight. It's weather resistant, so it won't corrode easily, or it won't absorb water or cause damping issue. Next is, it does not rust. It can be easily cleaned, and again it allow natural light to enter, and it is a good insulator against electricity, and can be available in various color, can be drawn pressed to any shape, and it provide a ideal way to showcase a product. Means if you want to show your house as a like expensive thing, so mostly people use glass walls or glass facades in their construction structure. Sorry. So what are the disadvantage? Again, it is expensive as compared to normal concrete, and it's very brittle in nature, and then there are chances of injuries when it is broken. Less impact resistance, affected by some alkalis, but it will be long term. Its durability will be much more than the normal concrete, and affected by hydrofluoric acid, but we are generally not using hydrofluoric acid in our common uses. And it enhances the cost of security, because it is easy to break the glass wall as compared to concrete wall, and unsafe for the earthquake proven area, and in terms of heat preservation it is poor, as it increase the cost of air conditioner unless you are using the e-glass for your construction. Last thing is the how we are applying our glasses in construction industry. So normally for outside walls, or we can say for the facades or outside outside wall glasses are used for high rise buildings. Then inside partition walls or can be used for the roofs, doors or staircases. So these are the general application where our glasses are used in construction industry. So that is a little overview about the glass in construction industry. If you have any doubt you can ask, otherwise we will go to question and answer session. Okay, so we will see some question. You can answer it by putting in the chat box, or you can reply also. First question is, what is the primary characteristic of glass that make it popular in construction industry? It have high thermal conductivity, transparency, magnetic property or porosity. Generally, why we are using glasses in our construction? A, high thermal conductivity. Okay, that can be correct answer, but generally all glasses doesn't have thermal conductivity. As we talk about different type of glasses, normal plain glass won't have high thermal conductivity. So mainly just it's a primary characteristic, not a technical stuff. Primarily we are using glass to provide a good transparency. Okay. Okay, so the second question is, what is a float glass commonly used for? Structure support, transparent walls, insulation panels or decorative tiles. So you remember float glass, it is a type of plain glass, normal glass which we can easily get. So it is generally used for transparent walls. Okay. Okay, so the third question is, what is the typical composition of standard construction glass? Silica, lead and zinc, boron, sand and clay, alumina, copper and iron, or silica, soda and lime? D, correct answer. So generally our glass is made of 3 elements: silica, soda and lime. Which of the following glass types is best for noise insulation? Tinted glass, laminated glass, float glass or white glass? A, tinted glass. Okay. So if you remember, answer is actually laminated glass. If you remember, tinted glass means it's just a color, we are adding some color to our glass, and in laminated glass we are telling we have a glass and then we have another glass, and in between these glass we are adding some PCB sheet. Okay, so if this PCB sheet is made of sometime it is made of it can be of plastic, like in case of the bulletproof glass. It can be made of it can be of air, like low E glass, or it can be in, if we talk about for noise insulation, it can be of sponge or thermocol type material, not exactly thermocol type material for insulation. So basically if we have to insulate any kind of thing, we will use laminated glass. Okay, and float glass, again it is a normal type of glass, and wired glass means when there is a, we are using wire mesh in between glass, that is a wired glass. Okay, so the next question is, curtain wall systems in skyscrapers primarily use which type of glass? Teflon glass, wide glass, laminated glass, or float glass? So this is a sorry, picture quality is not good. So this is a type of curtain wall system. So in skyscrapers we have a normal frame structure, and outside that frame structure, like in malls and all, you might have seen that it will be a general frame structure, and at some distance there will be some glass wall, fully glass wall. So that is called as curtain wall system. So this curtain wall system are Teflon glass, wired, laminated, or float. So this is generally a Teflon glass or tempered glass. Why we are using tempered glass and not a normal float glass? So if you remember, there is a how these two type of glasses will break in. So float glass will have a brittle nature and it will suddenly break down, and in Teflon glass first cracks will be forming and then only it will break down. So why we are using Teflon glass for the skyscrapers? Firstly, it is a very high rise building. So in case of earthquake and all, there are chances that this glass will break first. So we are using Teflon glass so that in any type of additional loading, the glass will just crack and not fell down suddenly. So that's why we are using Teflon glass. What is the main reason for using low E or low emissivity coated glass? To improve transparency, to reflect infrared radiation, to increase UV absorption, or to improve soundproofing? Any idea? B, correct. So normally we are using E glass so that all the infrared radiation or harmful radiation are getting reflected back. Okay, in fire rated glazing system, which type of glass is most commonly used? Teflon glass, laminated glass, white glass, or float glass? So I have already discussed this thing, which type of glass we are using in fire rated systems. So when we have fire rated glazing system, we will use wired glass. Why? Because it won't be breaking suddenly, there won't be a brittle failure of glass in when there is a fire breakage, but instead it will be shattering down it's here itself instead of just its particle going here and there. Okay. In structural glazing system, the glass panels are usually fixed using mechanical fastener, bolts and nuts, silicone sealants or wooden frames. So if you see, this is a type of structural glazing system. You might have seen this type of buildings in normal high-rise buildings or some IT parks or something. So here when we are joining two glasses, we are joining them using silicone sealants. Okay. So the next question is the IS code and part which addresses the use of glass in building and the safety related to human impact is IS 456, IS 800, IS 16231 or IS 16321. Any idea? So you might not know about this. So mainly for glasses we have the IS code IS 16231. Okay. Okay, so the next question is match the type of glass with its key property. Wired glass, insulated glass, tinted glass or toughened glass. Then we have fire safety doors and thermal insulations, solar control and glass door and partition. B, A1, correct. So from here you can wired glass we are using for fire safety, and then for insulated glass unit we are using thermal insulation. Tinted glass are used for solar control and toughened glass for glass door and partition. B is the correct answer. In the manufacturing of tempered glass, the glass is cooled slowly to relieve stress, heated and then cooled rapidly. B. Laminated with plastic sheets or coated with metallic sheet. So, in tempered glass, we are just cooling it rapidly as the same way as we are doing for the tempered martensite steel. Okay. In frameless glass systems, how is glass typically fixed? Welded, clamped with spider fitting, bolted or tied with cables? So this is a type of frameless glass system. So these type of connection you might have seen in airports and all, right? No, we cannot weld the glasses, so because heating will normally melt the glass, so we cannot weld the glasses. So in this case we will just clamp it with spider fitting. So because of its shape it's called as spider fitting. And bolt also you can't put bolt because again it will break down. So the only way to join the glass system when we don't have any frame, we will use some clamping. Okay. Which type of glass was primarily used in the Burj Khalifa for its curtain wall system to withstand extreme heat and high winds? Float glass, tinted glass, white glass, low E double glazed glass. So any idea which glass is used in the Burj Khalifa curtain wall? So firstly, in previous question also we have talked about curtain walls. We were telling in curtains wall we won't use normal float wall or tinted wall, right? Because they can easily be break down, and in this case Burj Khalifa there is extreme heat and high winds, so therefore we will use low E double glazed glass. Okay. Okay, so this is a case study type question. An office building is designed with large west facing windows. Which glass type should be recommended to reduce glare and solar heat gain in the afternoon? Float glass, tinted glass, white glass, or laminated glass? So generally we will use E glass in this case, right? So but we don't have E glass as an option. So which glass out of these four do you prefer in this type of building? So when you have to reduce the glare, as we have seen, we can use tinted glass. Okay. Okay, so the next question is the type of glass that holds together when shattered, providing safety in case of breakage is called which glass? So it can be many option. It can be tempered glass, or it can be laminated glass, it can be wired glass. So all are correct answer. Okay. So for this I have written laminated glass, but anything can be correct answer. Okay, so that's all for this week and for the course in journal. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me now for the glass, and also I am planning to take an extra session tomorrow. So if you want, you can join that session also. We will just have an overview about the complete syllabus of BCM, and you can ask me any question regarding any topic there also. So if you have any doubt now, you can.
Ma'am, I felt that in class lectures they provided only one video, ma'am.
Yeah, I have also
Maybe
seen.
if they provide a couple of classes, we can have. I mean, will students can understand better. It's like just overview, ma'am.
Sorry. Actually, that is not by
I
I think
mean,
Professor Manu. That lecture is taken by someone else, right?
yes, ma'am. That only 12 minutes video, ma'am. That one.
Yeah. Actually, that we can't change the course videos. Maybe next time when NPTEL is offering, you can provide in the feedback form. I think they will provide some feedback now for the course.
Yes, ma'am.
There you can
Yes, ma'am.
point it out that if they can have a elaborated lecture on class.
Okay, ma'am.
If you have any doubt in
Thank you,
assignment, you
ma'am.
can ask.
No, ma'am. It's a very simple only, ma'am. That
Yeah.
assignment questions.
Okay. If no
Thank you, ma'am.
doubts, then I will close the class for today. Thank you for joining.